I'm Albert Gustafson, and I served in the U.S. Navy on the USS Topeka CLG-8 and the USS Kitty Hawk CVA-63 between 1966 and 1970. We did a second Mediterranean cruise, and when we came back from that one, that's when the decommissioning process was beginning. Well, the experience, most of my time I spent in a really hot place that was really dirty with 5 or 6 other guys on watch, and we worked sometimes 4 on and 4 off, sometimes longer hours than that even. The ship was old and it was nearing the end of its life. We did have some boiler tube failures on occasion. I remember a really there's a main steam valve that comes off the back of the boiler and then goes to the main engines, and that valve developed a huge leak. I remember when we left for the second Mediterranean cruise, we only had 1 operational boiler, and we were able to get a second one up and running on the way, and then eventually I think we did get all 4 going eventually. But there were mechanical difficulties definitely on occasion. Lots of pump rebuilding and valve repacking and steam trap rebuilding, and that sort of. There was always something that needed repairing. There was an occasional scuffle or something like that. I was never personally involved in anything, but pretty good relationships, and some of those folks are still my friends today. Relied on them a lot, and you live very close. The bunks and the eating and the working were all, you saw those people a lot. You were probably closer to them than you were to your own family, because they were right there all the time. So I think the relationship with the officers was pretty good as well. I don't remember having any difficulty at all with any officer I ever worked for. In general, the food was good. I could always find something to eat. Well, it wasn't like mom's home cooking because of the mass production involved, but I did like it mostly. The beef maybe was a little. I'm not sure whether they did something to that or not, but I don't think I ever had a good steak on the show. I had steak, but I don't think I ever had a really good one. But in general, the food was good. Breakfast was always great. And you had hot dogs and hamburgers and roast beef and roast chicken and fresh baked goods all the time, that sort of thing. Usually ran out of milk and eggs pretty quickly once you were underway for any length of time. You'd have to go to the powdered milk and the powdered eggs and things, and all the stuff on a shingle that everybody complains about, which I actually like to this day pretty well. I would actually eat that stuff on purpose. Well, I did a lot of growing up. I was a lot better at going to school in the Navy than I was in civilian life. I think that the discipline was good for me. I think overall it was a good experience, and I learned a trade which I carried on in civilian life. If you would have asked me 2 days before I got out if I was going to stay in the boiler business, I would have probably told you were crazy, but in civilian life it's really not a bad job. So I'd say I have a lot of fondness for the Navy. It was a very good experience for me, and I think it was something that at that stage of my life when I really didn't know what I wanted to do, it was probably a real opportunity for me to be able to do that. And I didn't have to have nobody shot at me. It was a great experience. I made many great friends, met a lot of great people, saw a lot of places I would have never had the opportunity to see. I learned a lot. I got to interact with people from different parts of the country and different parts of the world. Overall, it was a really good experience. I would probably do the same thing again if I had the opportunity.